Hello, dummies. This is Phineas.
And this is Hannah.
Today we have a very special guest because Gavi is not here, so we have to make up for him. Hannah, introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Hannah. Most of you probably know me because I go to school with most of you.
Most of you.
Most of you, yeah.
So first, I would like to shout out Zevia, of course. My favorite soda. And we also have a merch store now. So it's www.dumbstuff.shop, dumbstuff.shop. I really had to think about that. Anyway, it was Gavi's birthday on
A few days ago.
on Thursday. So we're gonna call him now.
Oh, God. I doubt he'll pick up. He's going to be like, what? Why are you calling me? Leave me alone. Here, let's call. Let's see.
I don't know what to do with this. Why did I do that?
He's not going to answer. He's not going to answer.
Okay, hang up. So Gavi did not respond as always.
If he calls back, we'll answer.
All right. So Hannah, how's your week been?
My week's been good. I'm stressing because we have a major physics project. And
Yeah, I
I'm
forgot about
absolutely
that.
terrified. And I haven't started.
I'm with Aiden. I haven't started either.
That's great.
Aiden did it all for me. He's like, "What do you want?" So this project basically is you have to pick from this game show, Minute to Win It game, and then you have to like show the physics behind it. So my friend picked all of it for us. I think Gavi's on the line.
Wait, Gavi, I'm calling him. He just texted me. He just hung up on me.
Okay, we'll try again.
Oh, he said I can't call.
Okay. That's kind of sad.
That's really sad. We wanted to sing him happy birthday.
I'll make a grown man shed a tear.
You're not a grown man.
Anyway.
You're in 8th grade, Phineas. You're not a grown man.
Okay, anyway. So, are you going to the Panama trip?
Yes, I am. I am going to the Panama trip.
Do you want to explain what the Panama trip is?
So, my grade is going to Panama May 4th through the 8th.
Why are you speaking like one word like every 2 seconds?
I don't know. And this is a great trip because we are graduating 8th grade this year. And we're staying in Panama City. And we're going to do a lot of fun activities, eat a lot, walk a lot, see a lot of cool, fun things. We're going to see monkeys. We're going to see old people. Probably the Panama Canal. You know, normal stuff you do in Panama.
I've been to Panama. I'm not going to the trip. But are you excited for that?
Yes, I am. I'm very excited.
So, did you get into CATS, the high school?
Yes, I did get into CATS.
Ladies and gentlemen, she is not a dummy. Then why is she in this podcast? What? That's crazy. Okay. Anyway.
I'm fighting over text with Gavi so he can answer me. He's like, I can't call. I'm assuming it's about the podcast. And I said, answer.
This is a very important question. If
very
you were
important
chased
question.
by 100 ducks right now, what is your survival strategy, your scenario? What you would do?
If I was being chased by ducks.
100 ducks.
100 ducks.
That's an important part of it.
I'd run away? I don't know. I'd probably...
Not a good answer, Hannah.
I would climb a tree because they can't climb trees.
Can ducks climb trees?
They can't fly. I mean, can they?
Let me check.
I know penguins can't fly.
No, ducks can't fly.
Okay, good. I just want to back to
Can ducks climb trees? Wait, what? They live in trees. Some of them.
I meant, what about the ones that, I don't know, swim? I don't know.
Some ducks can make them able. I don't know if that's true. That doesn't
Okay,
sound
well,
true. I want to. Okay. Anyway.
I'd just keep running until I find a shelter. I don't know.
Shelter.
Shelter.
Very vague.
Or I'd call animal control. I don't know.
You just.
While I'm running, I'll call
terminate
animal
all
control.
the ducks.
Literally. No
That's
offense
actually-
to
that's a
duck
pretty good
lovers. No offense to duck lovers.
If. Okay. What is he saying?
My God, this kid. He's like, I'm assuming it's about the podcast, and I'm like, just answer, and he's
Okay.
like, no.
Speaking about Gavi, last week, the reason we didn't have an episode last week is because Gavi canceled. 'Cause I don't know, the Drive Shack was more important to him. But this week, he was all prepared. He has 3 weeks' notice. We had this schedule. We have a long schedule, by the way. A lot of guests coming up. I totally lost my train of thought. This week, he was supposed to come. It was a definite at 11:30 o'clock. Right now, it's 6:36.
Where is Gavi?
So Gavi canceled again.
He just asked me
He-
what's the issue.
He he was asleep when I texted him to come. It was like 11:30 or something. No. I mean like 11 o'clock because he was supposed to come 11:30. And then he was sleeping. He never responded to any of my text messages. So then we planned it again for 5:30. And then he said that he probably couldn't come then. So we changed it to 6. And then he couldn't get a ride. So here we are. Yeah.
Yeah. Should we try him one more time?
Try him one more time.
Let's try. Let's see.
This is such a bad. While she's doing that, I have a dummy stamp that I custom made. People who are on the
Hello?
Yeah.
Happy
birthday
birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Gabrielle. Happy birthday to you. Wow, no response.
Thanks.
You just said thanks.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Gavi, do you realize you're on the podcast right now? It's like we're all together.
Oh, wow.
Don't you feel so special?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Um.
I just hung up
Anyway,
on Gavi.
I'm gonna go back to what I was saying. I have a custom dummy stamp here, and I stamped it on my arm, which is a really bad idea. I don't know if I could get it off. I haven't tried yet, but that was like at 10 o'clock this morning. So Hannah, do you have any funny stories or a story to tell?
Honestly, I'm not a very funny person.
Wow.
I don't have such a fun life, let me tell you. I have quite a
What are
boring life.
Your worries.
My worries. Oh gosh, I have a lot of worries. I'm nervous about high school. That's one thing. I'm nervous about high school. You know,
Why?
new people, much bigger.
Not
high
a lot
school.
of new people.
Not a lot of new people, but a much
I
bigger
get,
school.
I get the bigger thing, yeah.
It's a much
I feel
bigger
like
school.
I'm not going to that high school, as we said before, but yeah, I think the high school that I'm going to is much smaller.
Yeah, you're going to John Klein, right?
Yeah,
I think that's smaller. I'm not sure though. I've never been.
yeah, it is. But I don't know. I feel like they have very similar student count population,
Yeah, probably.
probably.
Yeah.
But what are you most excited for in high school?
I guess like all the clubs that they'll have after school. Oh, and the drama club.
Oh yeah. I thought you were gonna say new teachers.
Oh God, no. Teachers suck either way. No offense to anybody that's
Oh, also
listening. That's a teacher.
Shout out Mr. Doss.
Yes,
one
Mr.
more time.
Doss. One more time. Shout out for Mr. Doss.
I don't think he listens to this. I told
Probably
him to.
doesn't.
I think I told him to. But if he does see this, then Thank you for giving me good grades, which I don't think I have a good grade in your class right now, but that's my fault.
Thanks for being a good teacher.
Thank you. What are you least excited for in high school?
I don't know. Probably the teachers, the amount of work, and
I don't know any of the teachers who work there.
I do.
One of my brothers went there. I don't think I've only met like one of them. Like one of them I know. But Hannah, do you have any siblings that went?
I have no siblings. I'm an only child.
No siblings?
I'm an only child.
I did know that, but
You did know that.
What? Okay, this is actually a funny question. I don't know if you're gonna have an answer for this because you told me you're not a very funny person.
Oh gosh. Okay, here we go.
But what's a story? I had this idea myself. What's a story on purpose you mess up, like saying them, telling? Do you understand?
No, not at all.
What's a story you intentionally like say mistaken things because it's so bad? Do you not understand?
I do not understand your
Okay.
question.
Third time.
I don't think that makes any sense grammatically,
Okay.
what you just said.
What's a story
What's a story?
you say
I say
messed up and
Messed
like
up?
messed up on purpose, like
Okay.
with different facts changed?
Okay.
That's the question. Do you have any?
Let me think. Oh gosh, maybe.
Maybe it's a good answer.
Maybe. Maybe it's a great answer. I mean, it's not necessarily messed up. It's just different, I guess. I don't know. It's
Okay.
not very interesting.
Yeah, that's
'cause-
what I meant. Different.
Yeah, it's not very interesting because again, I'm not a very interesting person. But when I first moved,
interesting. Though you said funny last time.
both. I guess I don't know. When I first moved to Florida,
Mm. Oh, yeah, where are you from, by the way?
Minnesota. I'm from Minnesota. I told people that like I was really sad to move, but I guess I feel like now looking back, I over exaggerated telling people how much I was sad about moving, because I really, as much as I was so sad and I really would miss all my friends, I was kind of glad I was moving in a way. I don't know.
Why?
I mean, no shade to anybody. I love everybody, but
For Levi.
poor Levi. But I feel that the community that I grew up in wasn't the best fit for me.
Was it a Jewish community?
Yes, it was. But I feel me and my family, we are more modern Orthodox, and the community that I grew up in was very yeshivish and very like Hasidish, and it wasn't the perfect fit for us. But I did love living in Minnesota, and I will always cherish all the memories I have from living there and all my friends. But I feel moving to Boca Raton has helped me like grow more and
I mean, it has been a
mature
couple of
more.
years.
It has been 4 years since I moved here, so
How old were you when you moved?
about 10 and a half.
I moved from New Jersey. I was born there. I don't remember it much because I was 6, I think.
Oh wow. So you started like kindergarten with everybody here.
Yeah. No. I started first grade here.
First grade here.
I don't know how old I was. I can't do math. But if it was 7 years ago.
Oh, you're joking, right?
No, I'm not.
How old are you?
I'm 14.
So that was 7. You moved here 7 years ago.
I think I did. 7 or 8.
8 years ago.
8. Okay,
Wait, how old were
It
you
was
when
8.
you?
It's 8.
8 years. Yes.
It's 8.
So I moved here 4 years ago.
So I was 6.
Yeah.
I'm a genius. Okay. Did you have like a lot of friends there in Minnesota?
I did. We were very small class, it's quite a small community compared to here, and we were 11 girls in our class. That's it.
11?
11.
Wow.
So we were all really friends. Some of us weren't like good friends, but we were all friendly and friends in general, and it was kind of like our own little friend group because everybody basically hung out together.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were very like close group, all very close, and we all lived very close to each other. That's why I couldn't get used to moving here. When I lived here, I couldn't get used to it because
everyone spaced out?
I mean, my best friend, she lives 20 minutes by car from my house.
Yeah,
in Minnesota, I could walk 5 minutes, and I was at 5 girls. I was like in range for 5 girls' different houses.
Yeah, I live where not everyone else lives in our grade. There's a place called the Circle.
Oh gosh.
Where everyone else lives.
Everyone lives in the Circle.
But
I don't live in the Circle.
I live like 15 minutes away, and I never see anyone. It's very sad.
That's so
Poor me.
sad.
Do you live next to anyone?
No.
Or near anyone?
Near anyone? I live somewhat close to Noah Lauren. Our communities are right next to each other. We share like a park, so we can just like cross into the park and just go to each other's house. We live like 10 minutes by walking. So that's pretty close. And then I have a friend who's in high school right now, so she lives in my neighborhood. But from our grade, besides I guess Noah, not really anybody.
Wow. Yeah, I only live next to one. I only live next to Shalev, who's like my lifetime best friend.
Yeah, doesn't he live like?
He lives a block away on the right.
Wow.
We used to live right across from each other, but then I moved to here.
That's so nice.
Yeah, so that's that. What, in your opinion, this is very random, what is the best cereal?
The best cereal? Oh gosh. I have to say Frosted Flakes.
I do like Frosted Flakes.
I love Frosted Flakes. I'm very picky when it comes to cereal.
Are they Frosted Flakes or Frosty Flakes?
Frosted, I think.
Okay. Because I remember yesterday I said Frosty Flakes. And I was like,
I think they're Frosted Flakes, but my dad is British, British Irish, and his cousin who lives in Manchester, England. When he was a kid, they called them Frosties.
Frosties.
And he used to eat
British thing I've ever heard.
a bowl of Frosties every night before bed.
Sounds rather unhealthy.
It is very unhealthy, but he's still alive today. So
there's only like 3 cereals. Actually, that's a lie. There's a lot of cereals that I like. There's only two that I would reach for, and it's Captain Crunch.
Oh gosh.
And it's Corn Flakes.
Corn Flakes,
but
that's like the more boring version of Frosted Flakes. That's like such a boring version.
Frosted Flakes too, but still, I don't think I think the best cereal is Corn Flakes.
Interesting.
You can agree on it.
Yes, I can.
I mean,
okay. Yeah, I mean, Corn Flakes aren't bad, but they're kind of boring.
I beg to differ.
Now, Phineas, I have a question for you. What is your favorite food, like dish?
Someone asked me this like a week ago, and I had no idea what to say. There's this pizza shop near us called Lenny's. And they used to be able to get a veggie. It was a salad, and you used to have different options on what to put it on. So it was like a pita or just like a salad on a plate, and they also had a baguette option. So I would get the baguette option, and it's the best thing I've ever had. But then recently, they changed it to a pizza baguette, where it's like a pizza bagel, where it has cheese and sauce inside, and it was pretty nasty. But so then,
sorry, Lenny's.
A couple of days ago, I went to go there, and I asked specifically for just the salad without like the cheese and whatever. It was disgusting, by the way.
They make salad with cheese.
No, that was the pizza thing. They would
okay.
put like lettuce in it, and they would put yeah. Then I asked specifically without the tomato and cheese, and then they gave it to me, and it was very good. That is my favorite thing. Very niche.
That's
But
so nice.
what is your favorite food?
Okay, so I'm Peruvian, and Peru is one of the like best countries.
I've never been to Peru.
Is one of the countries with the best food.
Okay.
And in my family I have very good cooks, and
Not to brag.
I mean, not to brag, but I mean, side note, in Peru, a lot of dishes, or famous dishes, I guess, are made with fish.
Okay.
And I'm highly allergic to fish.
You're allergic to fish.
I'm highly allergic to fish.
Wow.
One bite and I'm like done for. I'm like on the floor. God forbid. But so it's quite simple, but my family, because obviously I can't eat out, it's not kosher, but my family makes a kosher version of something called lomo saltado, which is meat. We use I don't know what the kosher steak is, because we use the kosher version.
Kosher steak.
Yeah, sure, that.
Kosher
And do you?
steak.
I don't
It's just
know.
Regular steak.
Regular steak, I guess, and
It's
you cut it
haram.
into strips
Okay.
or cubes, and you fry it with a sauce, or kind of like Asian stir fried kind of thing.
Sure.
And you serve it. You fry it with I think tomatoes and onions, and then they serve it with rice and French fries. A lot, but
It does sound very good.
it's delicious. It's
It does kind
my
of sound like.
favorite thing ever.
It does kind of sound like. Actually, no, it doesn't. It doesn't sound like a falafel.
No, it's
I
not a
was just thinking
falafel.
rice
Falafel's a
and,
falafel.
I know, but still, the stuff inside.
It's nothing inside. There's
Speaking-
nothing inside of anything.
I know it's on a plate.
It's on a plate.
I understand,
separate.
but still, what's inside a falafel? Where it's not at all.
No.
I don't know what I'm
No,
thinking.
but it's probably it's very simple compared to the other dishes, but it's my favorite. I could eat it, I think, every day if it wasn't so
Sounds good.
unhealthy.
So unhealthy.
So unhealthy. I mean, between the rice and the fries. Oh gosh.
When did you come to Cats? Which is the middle school we go to now.
I came in 5th grade.
5th. I came in 1st. I just said that. But did you like it in Cats compared to your other school in Minnesota?
It was a big adjustment, and it was very different, but I felt like I fit in more.
More modern.
It was because it was more modern orthodox, but I also just feel like I'm very grateful that I made so many friends and I have all my friends. It was a hard adjustment at first because moving, leaving all my friends behind, going to a new school, a new state, but I think it was a good decision and it was a good change.
Yeah. What was your favorite grade in 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th? I have a least favorite.
What? I
don't
want to
have
hear
a
your
favorite.
least favorite. I have
My
to think of
least
my favorite.
I said okay. I only have a least favorite. I don't know my favorite. It was 7th grade because I had bar mitzvah. It was mostly bar mitzvah. It was really stressing me out, and I had to study every day or every week, whatever. But now it's over, so that's good.
That's good. My favorite grade?
Still not finished for this one, but still.
Gosh, I don't know. Maybe. Oh God, I don't think any grade. I don't
it was
think
all that bad.
Same, all that bad. Maybe, just maybe 7th grade. Maybe.
Your favorite was 7th.
Maybe.
My least favorite was 7th. Wow.
Because 5th and 6th are definitely not my favorite. Especially 6th because we
love
started
5th
middle
grade.
school and it was so
I had,
stressful.
Shout out to Rabbi Drang. I love Rabbi Drang so much. We were in the same class, right?
What class were you in?
For I don't remember.
5A.
Probably.
Miss Alvario?
Yeah.
Rabbi Drang?
Yeah.
Yes, then we were in the same class.
Miss O'Leary doesn't work
Here
at
anymore.
Cats anymore.
No.
I love.
I mean, our English teacher's becoming a librarian, so.
Is that what she said?
She's becoming a librarian. She's studying to take the test to become a librarian.
You have to study to become a librarian?
You have to go to college to be a librarian.
That's strange.
I never knew that,
I don't
but
have to go
good
to
for people
go
who.
to college to be a podcaster. Why does she need a license for?
Because you
books?
have to have a certain amount of knowledge, I guess, about books and etc.
Is it just like a for? Do you know if it's just for a library?
What do you mean?
Is she just working at a library?
I have no idea, but I'm very happy for her,
'Cause I'm
and she
thinking,
should
what else
pursue
could
whatever
be
she
a
likes.
librarian that you need to study for to be a librarian.
I mean, where else would you be a librarian? The grocery store, like.
I don't know. Like, yeah, nothing.
No,
Maybe-
but whatever. But I'm glad our teacher is pursuing whatever she wants.
her dreams.
Dreams, hopes, and dreams. But
Um,
I'm not gonna lie, we have an amazing English teacher.
deal.
She's
Well, now
very
we
good
have
and
awesome-
hilarious.
Now, oomph.
Oomph.
Oomph. Now we have Miss J. What is your opinion on Miss J?
Miss J, I think she's a very nice lady, and she's very, I don't know the word, like.
Motivated.
Well, yes, she's very
Energized.
motivated, but like.
She's very energetic, actually.
It's not smart. I don't know what the word is. Like, she is smart, but that's not the specific word I'm looking for. I can't think of it. I'll come back to you to that.
We'll circle back.
But now we have Miss J and our other English teacher. So
Why did they do that? Do you know?
I think because our English teacher needs some help, because we
Controlling
are
our class.
controlling our class, because
Oh,
we
yeah.
are a very unique bunch.
I
But
probably should have mentioned this, but Hannah, along
Yes.
with Gavi, are all in my class. 1B, which is, I've explained this before, but like
off-brand 1A,
the
yeah,
smart,
off-brand.
the smarter one. The smarter one. Emotionally. I don't know.
What?
Still, I think 1B is better than 1A.
Why do you think that?
Honestly, I don't know most of the kids in 1A.
That's why
So,
your center is
I
very
know
low.
most of them.
Because
Some of them, not most of them.
okay. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
We were told once by one of our teachers in 6th grade
Okay.
that
Is this about Mrs. R?
Miss R. I love Miss R. But no.
No,
Not Miss R. That the only reason we are called 1B instead of 2A is because parents, I don't know if this is true, but parents from the kids in our class in 1B complained
before.
because their kids are smarter than to be in 2 or something
Just
like that.
remember.
I'm probably like mixing it up, so don't
Don't quote.
don't quote me on this, but so that's why they renamed us 1B.
That sounds like something a Hebrew teacher would say.
It wasn't a Hebrew teacher.
I don't know who you're talking about.
But I can't remember which teacher it was. But that
can't-
I don't know if it's true or not. So I'm sorry if this isn't true, and I'm sorry if it is true.
I've heard that before. I don't know who told me that.
We were in
But-
the same class when it happened.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Oh, Miss R. You mentioned
yeah,
Miss
let's
R.
talk about
She
that.
was my math teacher in 7th grade last year.
I'm talking about a different Miss R.
What Miss R?
I'm talking about Miss Ricard.
Miss Ricard?
Because I was calling her, like...
Who calls Miss Ricard Miss R?
I was calling it for the podcast, so it wasn't obvious who she was. Who's Miss R?
She was my math teacher last year.
What does that stand for?
Raisinstein.
I don't know who that is.
You don't? Well, she
I
was my
said
math
Miss
teacher
R
last
as
year.
in Miss Ricard.
Oh, I had no idea.
Okay, but anyway, Miss Ricard. Sorry for cutting
We
you
love you, Miss Ricard.
we weren't told. We told people that we think that we are the reason she quit. She quit the first year she was
No,
here.
but we were her favorite students. Don't you remember?
Sure. I had a -16 in class dojo, whatever that's called.
I loved Class Dojo because Miss Ricard gave me so many points.
You know what I hate with the dojo thing? Is it called class dojo?
Something like that.
something like that. Yeah, is like it has like the volume bar, and then you can see how loud you're being.
Oh my God, Mr. Card would do that for us all the time.
Class dojo.
Love you, Mr.
That was
Card.
right. Yeah, but we only had her for 1 year in
6th grade.
6th grade.
I'm so sad. I found
I
out
don't
that she
know who
came to the
real Mrs.
school.
R is. She did come to school.
She did come to the school, and she didn't think to tell us. I mean, we would have loved to seen Mr. Card.
You wanted a text?
Not a text. I mean, like, I don't know, a carrier pigeon to my house being like, hey, I'm coming to your school. I don't know. I'm kidding. But I would have
Like
loved to
Harry
see
Potter.
Harry Potter. I would have loved to see Mr. Card. It would be so nice to see her again. But
Yeah.
Never mind, I
She
guess.
works at a Catholic school now.
good for her. I don't know. I don't know.
My favorite teacher. I'm sorry to more Panina, Rabbi Eisenberg, Miss Gumper. Okay, whatever. Miss Gumper. All of the people who were throughout elementary school was Mrs. Fish. And you never had Mrs. Fish.
No, I did
Have you
not.
heard of Mrs. Fish?
I've heard of her a lot, but I've never had her. No.
Mrs. Fish, I had her for 3rd and 4th, so that was semi during COVID. During 4th. She was the best teacher ever. Also, I saw her. She works at Donna Klein now. I saw her a few weeks ago. So that was cool.
Nice. Yeah. Okay, we don't want to say anything bad about anybody, but I'll ask you this. Who is your favorite teacher right now? Like in middle school?
Mr. Doss. Even though he kicked me out of his class, like for the first
Oh,
time.
I saw you.
I got.
Oh my God.
Oh yeah, you were in. You were.
I was in the
you were
hallway.
sick, yeah.
Yeah, I was sick. You got kicked out. That's why, because you talk too much, Phineas.
Basically, what happened? I was talking to Gavi. Actually, he was sitting next to me. You know, if only he could talk right now, and he was here. But at that time, he was there, and I was talking to him, and it was my fault. I can't blame it on Mr. Dawes. I was talking a lot, and for the first time this entire year, he's like, "Get out," and I got out.
I would have
and then
loved to seen that, not
He
gonna
told
lie.
me to. It wasn't like really get out. He was like,
Would you like to step
Phineas,
out,
if you are gonna keep on talking, you should get out. And he motioned, so I went. He told me to put my head against the door. And then when you came around, I said, "Oh, hey, Hannah," and I put my head off the door. He came back, and he's like, "Can you please put your head back on the window?"
What? He
That's
said
what
that to you?
Right when you left, he said, "Can you please?" Because he doesn't want you to wander off. He wants you to feel embarrassed that you're on
And
the.
shame. Good for you,
Shame.
Mr. Doss.
There was someone like I don't know if it was a teacher or like a parent that was looking into the school for either working or sending their kid there, but they were right in front of me.
Oh, that's
I
so
was
nice.
walking. Yeah.
That's so great.
Who's your favorite teacher?
Oh no.
I think you're gonna say Miss Kagan.
I would say Miss. I mean, I love Miss Kagan. She's so awesome. I'm gonna separate it in two. Okay. So
Oh,
in like two
Judaic?
categories,
Okay.
Judaics and secular. So my favorite secular. Oh my God, I can't choose because I love all my teachers. Well, most of them. I really do like all my like general studies teachers, like Miss Kagan, Miss Tinio, Mr. Doss. I love all of them. They're really amazing teachers. Like I've had Miss Tinio twice already, and I love how Miss Tinio teaches. I love her like notes, her strategies, her basically the way she teaches. I really do enjoy having Miss Tinio as a teacher. I've always liked having Mr. Doss. Mr. Doss is a great teacher. I love his passion for history.
Yeah, fun stuff.
Fun stuff, really fun. And Miss Kagan is like, whew, we love Miss Kagan. She's very passionate. She's very fun.
Very passionate.
She's very funny.
She.
She appreciates a good joke.
Okay.
She appreciates a good joke. But and she's very, very smart. Very.
Yeah.
And I really do like that she gives me so many book recommendations because otherwise I wouldn't know what to read. So thank you, Miss Kagan.
Okay, if Miss Kagan is listening to this, I'm very sorry. I have to come clean about something. So every trimester, we have 3 trimesters, I think.
Yes,
Maybe
we
it's
do.
every month. No. I'm saying when we do the book.
Oh, the book talk.
So a book talk, basically, you read a book in that trimester, one book, which is pretty easy in that trimester because it's like I don't know how many
It's
months.
like 2 months, something like
Yeah.
that.
And then you have to like say what you rate it in front of the class and a summary of it. So I've only done one. I've only did one book. Did I even do one? Yeah, I did one book talk, and I didn't do the one that was due last trimester, and I forgot about it. And this trimester, I didn't start reading a book. I don't know if she wants us to, but I didn't read a book last trimester either. So that was bad.
That's really bad, Finn. Shame on you.
Did you read all your books? No.
No. I mean, I read.
She doesn't even tell me about it, which
No.
it really isn't.
I read the
it
first.
isn't her
I read the
responsibility,
first
but
one. I read the first one. The second one I didn't. The third one I finished it a while ago.
Are we supposed to be reading it now?
I have no idea.
I don't. She hasn't talked about
I
it.
have no clue.
I think
like,
we
at
are.
all.
I
Probably are.
first
I think
one
she makes. I think she assumes like that we should know it by now because we've had her for like what
Me
since
and
August.
Yeah.
We should know by now.
Me and Hannah are different. That's why.
Very different.
Yeah. The first book I did, or the first and last book, or hopefully not. Hopefully I get this one this trimester, was Diary of a Wimpy Kid, maybe old school, because I've read it like 8 times and I know it
By
the
heart.
by heart. And okay, that was pretty easy.
I've never read Diary of a Wimpy Kid.
Never.
Never.
If you look, oh, actually no, you can't. There's a TV blocking it, but there's a drawer with just
Drawer.
a drawer. What?
You said drawer.
A drawer.
A drawer.
A drawer. A drawer with Diary of a Wimpy Kid books in it. All of them.
Wow.
It's brilliant, honestly.
Oh my gosh, that's incredible. Wow. Yeah, I've never read Diary of a Wimpy Kid.
Yeah. Too bad. What
Too bad.
what is your favorite book?
My favorite
Or
book.
like franchise?
Well, besides Harry Potter,
Yeah.
'cause I love Harry Potter. Till the day I die, I love Harry Potter. But besides Harry Potter, I really like an author. Her name is Agatha Christie. She writes murder mysteries.
Okay.
And Miss Kagan actually recommended me this book. It's called And Then There Were None
Oh.
by
okay.
Agatha Christie. And it's basic.
Oh wait, you know how I know this?
How?
My mom's reading it.
Oh, that's so funny. So basically, it's about
It's
10.
about Holocaust
No,
movie?
not at all.
Okay, I'm thinking something else, but my mom is reading that
That's
book.
great. It's about 10 people who were kind of, I guess, I don't want to lured or convinced to go to an island called Soldier Island. And there's this mystery owner of the house. And so the house was currently like being cleaned and everything and just being stayed with by the butler and the maid who were a husband and wife. And then the anonymous mystery owner of the house sent letters to 8 other people in different ways convincing them to go to the house. And long story short, because I don't want to spoil too much, but they each supposedly are guilty of a murder.
Okay.
Some of them not necessarily like they committed the murder themselves, like shoot someone, but like it just happened in a coincidence that makes it seem like they murdered someone.
A little coinciding.
And yeah. And so they were all kind of outed in front of each other, so they never trusted anybody. And there's this I think poem written by Frank Green, I think that's his name.
Okay.
And it's about and each death of each person is based on each like stanza of the poem. So I can
that sounds very interesting.
it's very interesting.
I think that's too big brain for this dummy, but sounds very interesting. Did you finish? You finished it, right?
I
Yeah.
finished it a while ago.
Yeah.
So basically, should I read you the poem?
Sure.
Sure, okay. 10 little soldiers went out to dine. One choked his little self, and then there were 9. 9 little soldiers sat up very late. One overslept himself, and then there were 8. 8 little soldiers traveling in Devon. One said he'd stay there, and then there were 7. 7 little soldiers chopping up sticks. One chopped himself in halves, and then there were 6. 6 little soldiers playing with a hive. A bumblebee stung one, and then there were 5. 5 little soldiers going in for law. One got in chancery, and then there were 4. 4 little soldiers going out to sea. A red herring swallowed one, and then there were 3. 3 little soldiers walking in the zoo. A big bear hugged one, and then there were 2. 2 little soldiers sitting in the sun. One got frizzled up, and then there was 1. 1 little soldier left all alone. He went and hanged himself, and then there were none. So it's very creepy. But so that's what each death is based on. So each person dies like based on each stanza. So like the first one is 10 little soldiers, something went out to die, and 1 choked himself, and then there were 9, something like that. And the first guy who died choked on I think whiskey or something, but he didn't actually choke. There was like his drink was spiked, but it kind of choked in that sense, like poisoned. It was basically poisoned. So I think with like potassium cyanide, something like that, some weird thing,
Very specific.
some weird thing, and he was poisoned and kind of choked, if you know what I mean, on whiskey or whatever he was drinking. So that's basically how it happened. It's you think it's really creepy, basically hearing the poem, but it's really good, and I couldn't like let go of the book. It was really good.
Sounds good.
So thank you, Miss Kagan, for recommending me that book.
Sounds good.
It's a great book.
Not interesting to me because I'm very bad at reading books. I mean, I know how to read, obviously. I hope you know how to read. I read well, but I lose interest
very quickly
with anything.
Yeah. Do you like the book that we're reading in school right now, Lord of the Flies?
It's fine. I
don't like it.
I think I've read like 2 chapters at home when we were supposed to read like most of them, but
I don't like it.
You don't like it?
No.
I thought it was gonna go somewhere. It hasn't really gone anywhere yet.
We're like very deep into the book and nothing's happened. Well, nothing interesting to me has happened.
Yeah, not.
They haven't even met the Lord of the Flies yet. I mean, they kind of did, but they didn't at the same time.
I don't. Yeah.
I don't know. I like To Kill a Mockingbird. I like that one.
I do not like To Kill a Mockingbird.
You didn't?
I don't know why. Maybe because I didn't read most of it. But
that could be one thing.
But the first few chapters and the last few chapters weren't very good as well. I like The Outsiders, which is the first book we read. We read 3 books. We read 3 books this year.
3 books. I liked the first 2. I don't really like the Lord of the Flies, but
okay, we were still weird.
I like the first 2.
My least favorite book is Holes.
Holes, really?
Because I read it 2 or 3 times. One time I had to do it for a book report in 5th grade, other in 6th grade, and I think I read it again for some reason. I don't remember why. And I hated it.
Did we read Holes with Miss Ricard?
Yes.
We did?
Mm.
Oh, wow, that was a while ago. Then who was our English teacher last? Miss Gold. Miss Gold was our teacher last year.
Miss Gold.
We read Esperanza Rising.
No, that was 6th grade.
That was 6th grade?
Yeah.
I thought that was with Miss Gold.
No, in Miss Gold we read The Giver.
We read The Giver. Refugee.
And
Night. There we go. Never mind. Sorry. Nope. We read Esperanza Rising with Miss Ricard.
Rising was horrible.
I did not like it at all. No.
I remember. Okay, I don't really remember the book that much. I remember the dad dying, them having to go on a horse, and their uncle kind of like harassed them, and their house burnt down or something.
Yeah, I think he refused to give them money or something. I don't know, some weird thing that happened.
No, I think he kept on asking for money, or like he threatened them.
Yeah, something like that. But I kind of like. I mean, I didn't really, but I kind of liked Refugee. I remember. I don't remember any of Refugee. I liked what was her name? The Cuban girl's story. I like Isabel. Yeah, I like the Cuban girl's story.
Yeah, I read some of it. I did not read that whole thing.
I think it was based on like 1994 or something like that. Her part of the story. I got confused a lot because it was 3 different people and 3 different stories and 3 different places.
If you haven't read that book or haven't seen it, it's 3 perspectives from people moving to different countries.
Because of different things, like the first
Wars.
boy because of the Holocaust, the girl because of Fidel Castro, the Cuban dictator.
Yeah.
I think he was a communist. And then the other boy was because of something that happened in Syria.
They were bombing.
Syria, I think it was. It was a war in Syria.
Yeah.
I think it was
I
Syria.
remember there was
I don't
like
know.
a bomb and like their apartment exploded or something.
Yeah, their apartment exploded.
Which
They had to
does
like
make
go hiding,
sense
and then
if
they
there
were
was a bomb.
separated. But then they finally found each other, which is good. But
Okay, I never read the end of that book or the middle, but apparently I remember Miss Gold specifically telling us that their stories all connected somehow. Did they?
I think geographically they might have.
I think it was all set in different times.
They were set in different times.
Because the Holocausting and the Cuban.
The first boy was, I think his story was set in like the late 1930s.
Well, yeah.
And then the girl, Isabel, her story was in 1994. At least it started in 1994, I believe. And then the Syrian boy.
His name was Mahmoud.
Mahmoud. His story was started in 2015.
Yeah. Okay. I know it. Yeah.
So it was very different. But I think what she meant is like, because I think the first boy
Did they all end up
from
in,
Germany, he ended up in, I think Cuba, if I'm not mistaken. I think
Why would he win? Oh, because whatever.
because of the boat or something that happened. So I think one of them ended. I don't really know how it connected, but because oh my god. Well, at least I know how the Cuban girl, her grandfather worked on the ship that the German boy was on.
That actually, I remember that.
And he saved the German boy's father.
Didn't he like drown?
He
or almost drown?
jumped in.
Yeah, he jumped in.
And then, so that's how it was connected. And then he remembered something about him, and then it was this whole thing. But, so the Cuban girl's grandfather was a worker on the ship
Okay.
that the German boy was on. That's how those two connected. I'm not sure I can't remember the last one, how they connected, but yeah.
Yeah, I have no idea either. So that was that.
Yeah.
Okay. How was your Passover?
It was great. I went to Minnesota, actually,
Oh,
to visit my old friends. And it was nice. It was cold, but I liked it. It was nice.
for my Seder, or entire of Pesach, I had my whole family, like cousins, uncles, grandparents, at my house.
Wow.
There's like 20 people there.
Did they all sleep here?
No. So a few of my grandparents drive on Shabbos. My grandma stayed over from a different side. My mom's friend stayed over. My cousin stayed over, and my uncle, a different uncle, and his wife stayed in an apartment near here. So they walked here.
Nice.
Did you sing Manish
Manishtana.
Manish
Manishtana.
Manishtana?
Manishtana. I don't know.
Manishtana.
Manishtana. I don't know.
Did you read Manishtana? You know what I mean.
But yeah. I did actually with my friend.
So I have a little cousin whose parents are the parents that are staying at the apartment.
Yeah.
Who's like, she's 3 or something.
Okay.
And she read like the first line, but then I had to sing the rest. So that was fun. I didn't remember any of it. I haven't said that in a while.
Yeah, I say it with my friend every year, and we do like a little stupid dance to it or something.
Do you go to Minnesota too? Every year?
Almost, yeah.
Yeah, I always stay here. Except for a couple of years ago, like 4 or 5 years ago, we went to Colombia. And then
Like Colombia, the country?
Yeah,
Okay.
Colombia, and then the other time we went to Spain.
Wow.
They were both terrible, especially the Spain one.
What?
No, the country was nice.
Okay, good.
But the
Experience.
programs so if you don't know what a pace-off program is, basically where you go to a different country. It's mostly for tourists, I would say. You go to like a different place and they set you up for Passover, which I'm not going to explain what Passover is, but and you stay there most of the time.
Most of the time.
But
I went to Colombia a year ago.
yeah, I went to Colombia a long time ago.
Yeah, I went to Colombia a year ago, and it was amazing. I love the country, and I want to return. It's so
remember.
nice.
I remember in Spain, it was a mostly French program.
French.
French. I don't know. Somehow geographically it made sense. Like French colonized.
Yeah.
And I remember this very vividly. I was 7 or 8.
Okay.
Okay. And I went into like a little play place that was in like one of the lobbies, and this French kid, he's like, "Je m'appelle Jacob." Okay. He's like, "Je m'appelle Jacob." No, I don't know what he said, but he was speaking French, and then he slapped me.
What?
He literally slapped me against my face. I went out of there crying, and I went up to my mom and I'm like, "This French kid slapped me."
Do you know where
introduction.
It was? Well, maybe it was an introduction. Maybe you insulted him.
I was speaking English.
Well, maybe you maybe you made a gesture that insulted him.
Oh yeah, by the way, the whole program was French. They all spoke French. I couldn't understand anything. I went to a hypnotist show that they had there for some reason, and he was speaking French, and I had no idea what he was saying.
Oh,
it was kind of cool though.
Do you know where in Spain you were? What city?
No. Wait, actually, I might be able to look up the program. Okay. I think it was Khofesh. Or that could have been Colombia. Oh my god.
Khofesh?
Khofesh.
You mean that's a city?
No, it's
no.
the program.
Okay, good.
I'm gonna botch this name. Okay, why don't you just say it? HUELVA. LVA.
Huelva.
Okay, I said.
I think.
Okay.
I think Huelva. I don't know.
Featuring 3 outdoor pools and children's pool.
Wow. Do you know where you went in Colombia?
No.
No.
I remember we went to like an old city.
Oh.
I don't know how many.
Was it kind of like
it was Cartagena. It was
Cartagena? Yeah.
Cartagena. Okay.
Cartagena. Yeah. I loved it. I
Cartagena.
went there and I stayed in the old city. It's
Oh,
beautiful.
that's nice.
And it was really weird because we went on, it was me, my mom, and this lady she was with us. She was traveling with us. She's Colombian, and she was my nanny when I was younger. And I hadn't seen her in a long time. We were very close, so we went to go visit her in Colombia. And we went with her to Cartagena, and it's really funny because at night they had like chariots with horse-drawn carriages that would go through the city, and we went in one, and it was so pretty. But Cartagena is a beautiful city. It's really, really pretty.
Yeah,
it's gorgeous.
I can't have any opinions because I haven't been there. All I remember is that French kid. Oh wait, no.
That's Spain.
I was talking about Spain. Okay, but in Colombia, I remember not having any food. They starved me to death.
Your parents?
Well, mostly the program. I am and I was pescatarian at the time.
You're pescatarian?
Yeah.
What does that even mean?
I don't eat meat, but I eat fish or
Oh.
poultry. I don't eat poultry. But
I used to be that way.
what?
I used to be that way, but then I wouldn't eat anything because I'm allergic to fish, and if I didn't eat meat or poultry, then
So
I was
it's just no protein at all.
Yes.
Well, except for eggs. And
yeah. But I
other
eat meat
stuff.
now.
But all they had was meat, so I basically starved to death. Yeah,
That's
that's a
so
terrible
nice.
program too.
That's great. It's really hard being in South America because there's not a lot, especially places that don't have such a
Kosher.
big Jewish population
Yeah.
because there's not a lot of kosher food.
I went to Panama. I know like Panama's known for this, but there's a big Jewish thing there. At least where I was. It had a
Yeah.
whole Jewish pita pan. That's what it's called. But
That's nice.
so what are you doing for the summer?
I'm first going to Canada for 6 days because my cousin is getting married.
Mazel tov.
Thank you. And then I come back for like 4 days. And then I go to Europe with my mom for 6 weeks.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a long time.
It's a long
What are you doing
time.
in Europe?
We are sightseeing, we're traveling, we're going to a lot of different places. Unfortunately, we're not going to Spain, but we are going to, we're starting in Amsterdam, and then we're doing most of it by train. So once we arrive in Amsterdam, we're going to go down, I don't know, please don't kill me if I'm saying this wrong.
I don't know.
But so we go to Belgium.
Belgium.
And then we make a few detours. I'm not exactly sure, but we end up in Italy. And we're staying there for, I think, most of the time. And my mom has a few friends in Italy, so it'll be nice to see them again. And yeah, and then we are coming back, basically.
Sounds nice.
And then I have like 10 days left until I start school. I come back, I think,
That
August
is
12th, and we
I-
start the 22nd.
I used to go to this theater camp, and they have 3 sessions. I mean, it's not a like a sleepaway. It's a day camp.
Yeah.
And they have 3 sessions, and I'd only be able to go to the second one, and I didn't want to go to the third. I couldn't go to the first, because Shavuot. But I only did the second one because I didn't want to do the third one because that's like the whole summer, and I only did the second one. So yeah, I would hate going to somewhere for like 6 weeks. That's not my home.
But it's Europe.
It is Europe.
It is Europe. It's going to be so amazing. I'm really grateful that I get to go. It's going to be so much fun.
My brother and my dad went to Belgium. No, not Belgium. They went to Germany. And now I have to look up a map. I'm not sure where they went.
Strasbourg?
No. It was like... What the heck? Okay. They went to... I literally just had it in my head.
Is it a different country? Germany
Yeah.
and
It was... Maybe it wasn't. It was
Austria?
They went to Germany and...
Austria?
No, it was just like a...
Luxembourg?
No, it was... Ah, crap. Dang. Okay, where's Germany?
Switzerland? Sweden? Belgium?
Belgium.
You just said Belgium.
Did I say Belgium?
Yes, you said Belgium. Oh, no, wait. They went to Germany. And what other country?
Yep, it was Belgium. Because I think you said Belgium. So I was like,
Yeah.
wait, so that's not... I was like thinking geographically wise, where would that be? No.
I have an aunt who lives in Munich.
Munich. They were there. I remember them saying something about Munich.
Yeah.
They were probably there for like a day. But
Yeah. So we might see my aunt. She might come visit us while we're in Strasbourg.
yeah, I don't have anything planned for the summer yet. Well, I applied for a job.
You did?
At-
Where?
I applied for a volunteer job.
Oh, that sucks. You're not getting paid. I'm kidding.
At DigiCamp, which is a camp I've gone to since like 3rd grade or something like that. The guy knows me, Mark. Please, I know he's not listening to this probably, but please respond to my email, and I want to know if I got in because I have to make plans. I sent an application like a week or 2 ago, and I never got back. Hopefully, it's not a bad sign.
Hopefully not.
All right. Well, I think that's a wrap. At an impressive 59 minutes, 45 seconds, 46,
Wow.
47 seconds, 48, 49. Okay.
Okay.
Did you like the Dummies? What would you rate the Dummies podcast out of 5 stars?
Probably 4.9 stars.
That is amazing. Is the 0.1 because Gavi isn't here?
Sure. Sure. Sure, why not? I guess.
Okay. So that's a wrap. See ya, dummies.
Bye.